in the first half. Look at the time of possession, the total yards, and of course the defense doing their job on the other side against Kentucky.
Yeah, well, it's been complete. We just showed you a bunch of nice passing plays, but they also have been running the ball for over 120 yards. This offensive line for Texas really has taken the game over so far against a very good defensive front from Kentucky.
Weisner, and this time he's wrapped up by Deion Walker, one of the more talented defensive linemen in the SEC.
Yeah, and this is one of the first times we've called his name here, but he's not fooled by the fake reverse and pulling offensive linemen, working away from him this way. He's not following that. He's staying at home, and he's going to crash this party. For a guy that's 6'6", 350, man, he's pretty nimble. He's like a big cat. And like I said, you watch him on tape, large human beings cannot block him.
Third and 3. Ewers, remember that tender right leg, and good defensive effort that time to wrap up Matthew Golden. Zion Childress was there to get him.
Yeah, the injury to Quinn Ewers now is really limiting what they can do in the passing game, because you see him limping off the field here. They're not going to be able to move the pocket at all. Everything that they do throwing it is going to have to be from 5 to 7 to 9 yards behind center, so it puts a lot more pressure on this offensive line. And now a decision that Steve Sarkisian needs to make is, do you stick with a quarterback who's not 100% with a nice cushion and lead here in the second half, knowing you're playing Texas A&M next week on the road?
Nose down punt away for Michael Kern as Macklin will field this at the 43, and he's already past midfield. A good return by Jamori Macklin. That was the first 3 and out for Texas today. So good field position. The Willie Nelson statue here in downtown Austin. Kentucky with the ball when we return.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection. Making every day more magical than your last and bringing you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks. Start saving today.
Finding sports on Zumo is easy. Being a sports fan is hard. Missing the playoffs, hard. Seeing Grandpa miss the yacht for the first time, hard. Scrubbing off that tear-stained body paint and creating generational trauma by making your kids fans, hard. Well, with live sports and apps all in one place, at least they're easy to watch on Zumo.
Giving.
You've got to give a little, take a little.
Giving without expecting something in return. Giving that's possible through the power of Dell AI with Intel. So those who receive can find the joy of giving back.
That's the glory of love.
Doug.
Whoa, Limu, we're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have the stream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Number 12 Duke, number 1 Kansas, Tuesday on.
Hey, reminder, the college football playoff top 25 ranking comes your way Tuesday. Reese and the crew will get you everything you need to know, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. coming up on ABC. Jalen Milroe has arrived at Oklahoma. Now listen, we know Oklahoma has their struggles, but they've got talent on defense.
Oh, yeah.
And they will be up for this one. Danny Stutzman and that crew. Boley at quarterback. Deep drop, drives the ball, and it's incomplete, looking for Macklin.
Yeah, and that's a nice timing throw that Macklin has to catch. He's running a deep curl over the middle of the field, and Boley doing a nice job of getting rid of this with anticipation before the receivers turned around. That's one you're going to have to make against the best pass defense in the country. Really been impressed with how much conviction Cutter Boley's playing with right now. He's letting it rip.
A true freshman came in to start this second half for Kentucky. Wilcox straight ahead. Wilcox with a really good run of 11 yards.
Yeah, he's been coming on. These last 2 games now, he's had 100 yards in each one, and he is explosive. And for a running back who's 5'10", 197, not the biggest, he's not afraid to run between the tackles. He can be physical and get upfield, and you saw an example of that on that last play.
You got a redshirt freshman running back. You got a true freshman quarterback. So for Kentucky fans, and then in a spot like this on the road against this loaded Texas team, you're getting a glimpse of what could be your future, and they're getting a lot of experience in doing so, trying to rally the Cats back into this. Wilcox taken down by Simmons. Colin Simmons, he's going to be a superstar in coming years.
That's a decision Boley needs to keep the football himself on that zone read that time, because Simmons comes screaming down the edge right here. When that happens, you got to just keep it and take it outside. Trying to freeze that with the jet motion, it doesn't work. So you got to make good decisions, and as a young true freshman, you're figuring this thing out. It's not just in the passing game, but it's in the run game too.
So TFL for Simmons, that's 6 tackles for loss for Texas today. 2nd and 12. Empty backfield, 7-man coverage, and it'll be 3rd down and 12.
All right, again, big moment for Bush Hamden, the offensive coordinator now. The true freshman in 3rd and obvious passing situation. You've got to help him with protection and chips. We've seen in this game they've used tight ends and running backs to try and chip and slow down the edge rush of Trey Moore and Colin Simmons. What does Bush Hamden do here with all of this crowd noise playing on the road?
Sold out DKR here in Austin, and that's the noise Boley has to deal with on a 3rd down and 12. They're going to run it with Wilcox, and Wilcox spins his way close to the line to gain. It's going to be 4th and about a half a yard.
Well, a situation I think Texas was obviously expecting pass, and they gash him with the run. And they've got a guy coming out here, and there's just a crease. Look at Boley, by the way, getting his running back, Wilcox, reset now to take this the opposite direction. Nice job of having command at the line of scrimmage.
4th down and 1. Wilcox needs a yard. He gets driven back. He lost yardage. That big group up front getting after it. That was Lole, and all 300 pounds just crashing home.
Yeah, Maurice Blackwell timed this blitz absolutely perfectly. He drove Eli Cox, the center, into the backfield right there. And that just, there was no gap, nowhere to go, and Texas's defense comes up big.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection. Making every day more magical than your last, and bringing you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks. Start saving today.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency. So you'll have an emergency pizza. A free pizza? Here you go.
Thank you.
When you need it most.
I'm looking for a board for my daughter.
Amex founded Small Business Saturday to make an impact. Because for every dollar you spend at a small business, an average of 68 cents goes into making your community better. So on Small Business Saturday, November 30th, shop small. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that sore throat.
Vapor-Cool drops?
It's sore throat relief with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks Vapor-Cool drops.
So what are we gonna watch?
Whatever you want.
Your call.
If I pick, you'll just fall asleep.
Will not.
One of your eyes is already closing.
Ooh. Oh, what about that one thing?
Oh, yeah, the new one with the guy we like?
No, the other one with the subtitles.
Or something else.
Here.
Don't want it.
Take it. Otherwise, you'll be on your phone the whole time.
Whatever you want to watch.
Whatever you want to watch.
What?
Deciding can take forever. At least finding it on Zumo is easy.
Giving.
You've got to give a little, take a little.
Giving without expecting something in return. Giving that's possible through the power of Dell AI with Intel. So those who receive can find the joy of giving back.
That's the glory of love.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One. This is Formula One.
The SEC on ABC, presented by Burger King, is brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Be a 2%er. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply.
It's happening next week. The rivalry's back. Last time, Texas and Texas A&M went at it. 2011. Justin Tucker, Jesse, in a game you call.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to call 6 of these. That one felt different, though. There was a different energy in the stadium because A&M was leaving the Big 12 to go to the SEC, and that's the biggest casualty of conference realignment. We lost so many great rivalries. So happy to have that back.
That's next Saturday night, prime time. That was almost an issue there with Deion Walker.
I mean, Quinn Ewers can't walk right now, barely. And I mean, he's back there. You see him limping so much. I mean, he can't even move laterally sideways. And I don't know. You just wonder if Arch Manning, if there's a moment here sometime in the second half that you go to the freshman.
Well, the way the defense is playing?
Absolutely. Considering also who you're playing next week. We just talked about the Texas A&M game. You need Quinn Ewers healthy in that.
That'll be next week, primetime ABC, with, if this score holds up, so much on the line. Here's Blue. Ball is out. Ball is out. And Kentucky recovers. Deion Walker with the fumble recovery.
Yeah, it's a nice job. Kentucky swarming to the ball. Looked like Trayvon Ripka got there to knock this thing loose. And we've seen fumbling issues with Jaden Blue all season. 2 against Mississippi State. He had 1 last week against Arkansas here. You see number 90 Ripka gets his hand in there, pops it loose. And a big turnover now. The big cat, Deion Walker, hopping on it. Kentucky gave away great field position on their last drive. Getting stuffed on 4th down. This is a scenario now. You have to make Texas pay for their giveaway.
Taken over at the 32-yard line. And Cutter Boley in the game at quarterback now. He just looked like he's been completely unaffected by the spot of being on the road against the number 3 team. He's been ripping it downfield. See if he can continue to provide a spark. Boley has to escape it to extend the play. And then gets it complete inside the 10-yard line to Rodriguez. It's 1st and goal. Cutter Boley.
Yeah, that's the athleticism we're talking about. He makes Lole miss in the backfield first. He's able to get outside. Watch here on the little stunt up front. And then keep his eyes downfield. And this is not an easy throw into a small window. We've seen Quinn Ewers make a few of those, but this one a beautiful toss to fellow true freshman Willie Rodriguez.
And 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 & 1. 2 First and goal. Kentucky trying to cut into this lead. Wilcox straight ahead, reaching for the goal line and coming up short at the 1-yard line.
He's able to get so small. You see Trayvon Ripka there. He's the one that forced the fumble, giving it back to Kentucky, and now they're trying to make Texas pay. Getting back to the line of scrimmage quickly here to go again.
Wilcox met in the backfield and driven back, tackled for a loss by Baron Sorrell.
Okay, I'll go back to this again. The go-to guy all season for Kentucky in the passing game has been Dane Key, number 6. He has 1 target so far in this game. They've thrown his way 1 time. With the game on the line like this and a big play like this, when you gotta have it, you gotta think Bush Hammond's trying to find a way to get number 6 a look.
There he is, number 6, Dane Key, 3rd and goal. Boley with time. Boley now running out of time and taken down by Anthony Hill.
It's a huge true freshman mistake that time by Boley. You cannot take a sack. And that's one he just simply has to throw it away. You got to give it to Texas. They have the play covered. Pete Kwiatkowski wins that one. But at this moment right here, nothing open. Throw this thing out the back of the end zone. Give Bush Hampton an opportunity to dial up a better play on 4th down if you want to go for it.
And now Alex Rayner, who's made 18 straight field goals, on to attempt this from 33. And the streak is over. He hadn't missed since October 28th of 2023. And that was a 53-yarder. Since then, 18 straight made until that, and he misses a 33-yarder. So Kentucky comes up short. They had a 4th down they didn't convert. And then after the turnover, this wobbler X-ball off to the side, and Coach Sark and the Horns still with that cushion.
Thanks to Little Caesars large custom 2-topping pizza for only $5.99, every day is now Black Friday. Take that, calendar scientists.
Yeah, calendar scientists.
For a limited time, you can celebrate Black Friday every day with any 2 toppings you want on a large custom pizza for only $5.99. Watch out, daylight savings. You're next.
It gets dark so early.
Get a large custom 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online.
Pizza, pizza.
With the easy-to-wear Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor, tracking your glucose can be more affordable and personal. Now, more people pay $0 for the Freestyle Libre systems than other CGMs. This is progress. Try the #1 CGM in the U.S. for free today.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. Head to the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face as well as a room. Where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place isn't a warehouse store. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed. This Christmas, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill at Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Number 12 Duke, number 1 Kansas, Tuesday on ESPN.
This is Formula One!
For the love of the occasion of one of Germany's biggest rivalries, new faces and veterans, the atmosphere and noise, for the love of football, for the love of der Klassiker.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Quinn Ewers still out there as the quarterback of Texas, as Jarrett Gibson fumbles the ball, but a Texas offensive lineman, DJ Campbell, was there to fall on it. So here we have these back-to-back moments of the ball hitting
and I'll tell you what, and you're wondering why Arch Manning maybe isn't playing with Quinn Ewers not being able to walk. It's because of plays like that. This game's 24-7. It feels a lot closer, though, because of what has happened these last couple drives now.
There's Wisner on 2nd and 4, and Wisner will go ahead for the first down. And there is Arch Manning, who started in place for Ewers for 2 games this season.
And he was fantastic in those games as well. In my opinion, throws a better deep ball than Quinn Ewers. He's certainly a lot more athletic and is a weapon running the football too. But Sark right now deciding to stay with his experienced signal call.
Ewers, ball came out there, and this is gonna be returned for a touchdown. That is Pop Dumas Johnson, and finally Kentucky gets a break.
It was Oxendine getting pressure for Kentucky at first. Deion Walker backs a lineman up. It was DJ Campbell right into Quinn Ewers' lap, and I don't know, Joe, if this ball just slipped coming out of his hands. It's the pressure by number 8 on the right, Oxendine, at first that forces him to step up. You see that he starts losing control. Oxendine got a hand on the ball. It started to slip out. And the Georgia transfer and former first-team All-American Butkus finalist, Pop Dumas Johnson, with the pick 6.
Yeah, they're saying that that was actually a forward pass with the ball awkwardly coming out of his hand. So it officially is recorded as an interception return touchdown.
All the momentum now feels like it's back on Kentucky's side.
As Rayner adds the extra point. Let's go back and show you the odd circumstances we just saw with Quinn Ewers losing control of the ball.
We hadn't seen a great pass rush from Kentucky most of this game. Oxendine, though, that was a phenomenal effort just getting a hand on the football. It starts to slip out of Ewers' hands, and there's Johnny on the spot. Dumas Johnson. Texas fans cannot believe it. A fumble on the last drive. Jarrett Gibson puts it on the ground the play before this, and then this disaster play leads to a defensive score for Kentucky. And this game has a completely different feel to it here all of a sudden. That look right there says it all.
And you consider the Kentucky offense that, 2 drives in a row, right? They come down the field, they don't convert a 4th down. That was a scoring opportunity. They get a turnover themselves. They come down the field. They're down there at the 2-yard line. They get sacked. They don't get any points. And all of a sudden, it's the defense that provides the points.
Look what Dumas Johnson has been able to do. Really the heart and soul of this Kentucky defense this year. Brings a physicality to them. Speed to go sideline to sideline. Can cover people, can blitz. He comes up with a massive takeaway to give Kentucky life.
In this second half now, Texas, they've had only 8 plays and 2 turnovers. 8 plays, 2 turnovers. Let's look at our all-state playoff predictor. Of course, you know the situation for Texas. This is what happens if Texas was to get upset. You see the percentages, the chance to reach the college football playoff with the next loss. You lose today against Kentucky, 63%. A&M, 68%. You make it to the SEC championship game, you're just about guaranteed you're in.
This is why Katie asked Steve Sarkisian at the start of the game, how focused is your team? Because a lot of people are already looking ahead to Texas A&M and looking ahead to an SEC championship game. You've got to focus on a very pesky and very talented Kentucky team that have played their best this year against Ole Miss and Georgia and Tennessee.
Ewers and gets it back to Wisner, who's tackled right away by J.J. Weaver.
And there is so much pressure now all of a sudden on this Texas offensive line because Quinn Ewers can't get flushed out of the pocket. Everything is going to have to be clean from him in the backfield, and you've got to create run lanes up front against this energized Kentucky defensive line.
2nd and 14, Wisner. Look at this hole. All too easy for Wisner to move the chains.
There's just nobody filling this gap for Kentucky. They ran it right where Kentucky wasn't. One guy coming outside here, another guy going inside, and they just shoot right through the middle of that. No linebacker in the next level.
Quick strike was incomplete, looking for Isaiah Bond.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, I kind of feel like Kentucky's playing a bit different now. They're anticipating the ball coming out of Quinn Ewers' hands quickly.
Illegal substitution. Defense. Number 92 failed to get off the field. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And I know that at the start of this game, Mark Stoops, was thinking, we got to blitz Quinn Ewers. We got to sacrifice more bodies to get pressure on him, knock him off the mark. He can't move right now, so maybe now you're just saying, hey, our defensive line's starting to play better. Let's just let them get upfield, do their thing. We'll keep 7 guys on the back end,